Hello again, this is Jennifer with Business Growth Strategies International and another January gem. We spoke about setting our goals, we spoke about joint ventures, and today I wanted to talk with you about the idea of looking at what you're doing and not letting people fall off of your radar. One of the problems too many business owners have is that they start talking with somebody and it looks like it's really promising. And then they stop. For whatever reason, 2 or 3 conversations is the most that people typically work with. After that, they let somebody fall off of their radar. Why? We know that on a really, really great conversation, it can take 5 to 12 touches before somebody is ready to buy. On a cold conversation, that number can be even more. It can be over 100 touches before somebody is ready to buy. If you think about all the advertising that you see, whether it's on social media, it's online, it's on TV, it's anywhere that you're looking, we're constantly seeing ads for products. And it's the same things that we're seeing. Why? Because we are not ready to buy. Unless I have a sore throat, I am not looking at talking to my doctor. What is the doctor going to do to get me in then? Well, some doctors are going to understand they have to schedule me out for a follow-up, right? So that's one of the ways that they're getting more clients. But if it's a brand new doctor, they have to get me in other ways. If you think about a dentist may offer me certain values for getting me in, such as if you don't have dental insurance, we're going to give you the same price, just like insurance, and you can come in because they're going to be looking at other value down the road. And we'll touch on that in another January gem. But where you want to be looking at, though, is your drip sequence or your follow-up campaign. Again, too many people are letting people completely fall off of their radar, and you're losing so much valuable opportunity when you do that. What you need to do is you need to have an automated sequence put in place that will allow you to be reaching out to your ideal clients, your prospects, in the way that is going to make sure you're not going to be leaving them behind. If you're not doing that, someone else will be. Someone else is going to make sure that the people that you're speaking with do not get left behind. They're going to be there to make sure that they do get picked up, that they do get serviced, and that they do become their client and not yours. You need to make sure that when you are working with the people that you're speaking with, you're not letting them fall off the radar. I had one client tell me once, the reason that they're working with me is because of my persistence. And it is that reason that too many people lose it. If you think about it, when is the last time you wanted to be sold? You don't want to be sold, but you need to send something to your prospects, just like they don't want to be sold, that is going to be giving me a reason to say, I want to actually work with you. But it doesn't have to be every conversation. Hey, Johnny, are you ready to work with me? It could be something like, hey, Johnny, I saw this article and I thought it would be of value to you. We know the idea top of mind. If you have top of mind awareness, you are going to be a lot more likely when someone is ready to have them reach out to you and say, hey, Jimmy, it's Johnny, I'm ready to work with you. As opposed to, hey, Smitty, I'm ready to work with you, because you're not talking to them. 2 or 3 communications is not going to really help you. You need to stay on top of them to make sure that at the end of the day, people are going to be working with you. Many CRM systems are designed to work in concert with your entire overall program. You can set up email campaigns that when somebody comes into your system, they get a pre-programmed set of communications. It can be an email, it can be a phone call, it can be a text message, it could be a piece of physical mail, Whatever it is, there's a touch going out that is making sure that you are staying on top of your prospective client base, knowing that you are going to be there to reach whatever it is you are trying to ultimately get. Depending on how much someone is going to be asked to invest with you in your business is going to determine what kind of overall package you need to be speaking with them. The higher the dollar amount, the more messages need to be in your sequence. If you're selling a $27 item, it does not have to be a lot. It can be a couple of overall pieces, and then they get put into your bigger email list. If it is a $100,000 item, they're going to need more because they may not be ready right now to invest $100,000 with you at this point. So they may need more guidance and more emotional justification to allow them to say, I'm ready to work with you. Again, depending on the dollar amount is obviously going to determine the number of touches before you put them into your overall contact list. But you need to make sure that when you are doing this, it is going to work with you. It is going to be making sense so that when you are sitting there looking at the different opportunities, you are going to have all of those ready and it's going to make sense for your client. And again, some of these can be automated. I thought of you when I created this or when I saw this article. And by the way, the article can be 6 months old. It can even be 6 years old if it's relevant to the point that you're talking about. As an example, one of the things that I tell people very often is I say, don't use the word just if you can avoid it. Obviously, if I mean it is not just as in justice, it is a very different meaning than if I say I'm just following up with you. And I reference the articles in a couple of different online or rather print publications where I share the actual link and I say, hey, listen, I was thinking of you when I saw that you used the word just, and I wanted to make sure that you at least knew the word just is a inferior word, meaning that it makes me less than because I am just following up with you as opposed to I'm following up with you. Very different meaning when you put in that filler word. I had a boss who one time told me I was like a Valley girl. I kept on using like way too many times. And one day he sat down with me and he literally slapped my wrist every time I said the word like. I have been very careful using those words. I have a coach of mine who told me I use the word able too many times. And I consciously pay attention to when I use the word and when I don't. Again, same idea how we're using it here. You can use that in your marketing to your prospects if it makes sense. The more that you can connect with them, and again, how you make those statements connect is again, depending on what kind of service you are providing. Are you offering them coaching or are you offering them a haircut? If you're offering them a haircut, just able, things like that really don't matter. If you're offering consulting, again, it very well may. And that can be something that you put out there. Just simply saying, hey, Jimmy, I don't know if the word just or able are part of your vocabulary, but I wanted you to know, here's a couple of reasons why you should strip those words from your vocabulary. You see how that can make a big difference? And that's just a touch point. And the whole idea is top of mind awareness. You are getting another message from me. And me, by the way, is you in this situation. So that way you are going to be top of mind in your prospective client's mind. Whatever it is that you're sending is going to be connecting. And it can be a really simple close. If you have any questions on how else we can possibly help, please reach out. One of the things that I did earlier in my career, I was working for a university. This particular university was known for always getting the connotation that if I heard from you, It was for one thing and one thing only: give me money. What I did, I took over the university email list and I said, we're not going to be emailing everyone only about money. And I started sending out a weekly email newsletter. And in that newsletter, I sent, here's what is happening on campus. Because if I was asking you for a donation, I needed you to know what that donation was going for. I ended up getting the PR department to put one of their publications out to pasture simply because I was sending all that information out to our database first. But the point was that I increased our annual donations by over 45% simply by having, this is what we're doing on campus and why your gift makes a difference. I wasn't asking hard. It was simply in a paragraph form where I was introducing this week's activities. And I said, this is what your gift allows the university to continue doing. If you'd like to make a gift, we'd love it. Here's the link. Plain and simple. The more that you can connect, the better it's going to be. That is your January gem for today. And I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow.